Most traders don't blow accounts because their strategy is bad. They blow accounts because the trade in front of them becomes personal. It stops being a setup and becomes, "I need this to work." And once that happens, you're no longer trading. You're reacting. I know that state well. If you want to know how to completely stop revenge trading and being emotional on the charts, I made a book about it. Link in the description. When I first started, I wasn't trading the market. I was trading my life. Every click felt like it mattered more than it actually did. Rent pressure. Job I didn't care about. Ego from wanting to prove I wasn't stuck. That weight doesn't stay outside the charts. It comes in with you. And I've seen this pattern in every trader I've worked with. The market doesn't break you. Pressure does. There were days I would sit there after a loss and just stare at the screen. Not because the setup was unclear, but because I needed the next trade to fix the last one. That's the beginning of tilt. Not anger. Not revenge. Just dependence. At some point I had to simplify everything or I would have destroyed my account. I stopped trying to win the day. I started asking a different question: did I follow my rules, yes or no? Nothing else mattered. Not the P&L. Not what I felt. Not what I wanted the market to do. And that shift sounds small, but it changes everything. Because when you stop needing the trade to pay you, you stop forcing trades that don't exist. There was a period where I was trading and losing money consistently. I remember after losing days, I'd go sit somewhere quiet and eat cheap ramen like nothing happened. Not because I didn't care, but because I refused to let the result decide who I was that day. One day you're down. Next day you follow your process. That's it. No story attached. The problem is most traders attach identity to outcomes. Green day means I'm good. Red day means I'm failing. That emotional swing is what kills consistency. When I started treating trading like execution instead of validation, things changed. Not instantly. Slowly. Boringly. Some days I made money. Some days I lost. But I stopped trying to recover anything. I stopped trying to force momentum. I just executed and walked away. That's where control actually comes from. Not discipline in the motivational sense. Not hype. Not willpower. Control comes from reducing emotional load so your nervous system doesn't take over mid-trade. Because when pressure hits, your body doesn't care about your strategy. It cares about survival. That's when people overtrade, close early, or jump back in trying to fix something that doesn't need fixing. I had to learn to recognize that moment in real time. The shift. When the trade stops being technical and becomes emotional. If you miss that moment, you're done for the session. And I'll be blunt, most traders don't want to hear this part. They want a better setup. A better indicator. A better entry model. But the edge was never missing. The execution was. There were also phases where I would make money and still feel nothing. Because I realized something simple: money from one trade doesn't matter. What matters is whether I can repeat behavior across 100 trades without falling apart. That's the only real game. And over time, something strange happens. The less you force outcomes, the more consistent you become. Not because the market changes. Because you stop interfering with your own process. Even now, when I get hit with a losing streak, I don't try to fix it mid-session. I scale down. I slow down. I go back to execution mode only. If I can't follow rules cleanly, I step away. Not emotionally. Logically. It's just risk management. People think that's weakness. It's not. It's survival. You don't fix tilt by thinking harder. You fix it by reducing the situations where tilt can take control in the first place. And if you're honest, most traders already know when they're about to break. That feeling doesn't come randomly. You see it in the hesitation, the urge to re-enter, the need to make it back. That's the point where the only correct trade is no trade. The market will still be there tomorrow. But your account might not be if you keep trying to win emotional battles inside it. So the real shift is simple. Stop trying to make money from each trade. Start trying to execute your process without interference. Everything else comes after that. The fix isn't complicated, but it is uncomfortable because it removes most of what people rely on emotionally. You don't fix this by trying to be disciplined. You fix it by changing the conditions that create loss of control in the first place, then training repetition until your reactions flatten out. First layer is risk removal from emotion. If you feel urgency, pressure, or I need this trade, your size is already too large for your current psychology. Not your account size. Your mental tolerance. You scale down until one loss does not change your breathing, your mood, or your decision making. If a single trade can tilt you, you are oversized no matter what the numbers say. Second layer is hard structure. You stop improvising during live trading. That means 1. Setup. Define entry. Define invalidation. Define risk. Define exit logic. If it's not in the plan before the session, it doesn't exist during the session. No new rules mid-session. No adjusting targets because of how the trade feels. No adding size after entry. That's where most tilt starts. Third layer is force friction after losses. Loss equals automatic shutdown. Not emotional shutdown. Mechanical shutdown. After a loss, you step away for a fixed period. Minimum 15 to 30 minutes. No chart watching. No checking. The goal is to break the immediate revenge loop where your brain tries to recover control by re-entering fast. If you re-enter while emotionally activated, you're not trading anymore. Fourth layer is reframing the job. You stop measuring success by P&L and start measuring it by execution rate. A good day is not green. A good day is, did I execute my plan correctly under pressure, yes or no? This removes the reward/punishment loop that fuels revenge trading. If you only reward green days, you will eventually force green days. That's the trap. Fifth layer is repetition under low stakes. You need enough trades where nothing happens emotionally anymore. That only comes from volume with controlled risk. Small size, many repetitions, strict rules. The goal is boring execution, not excitement or big wins. Sixth layer is acceptance training. This is the part most avoid. You deliberately experience missed moves, losses, and break-even outcomes without changing behavior. You train yourself to do nothing after outcomes. No chasing. No fixing. No getting it back. At first, this feels like you're doing less. In reality, you're removing interference. Seventh layer is removal of identity pressure. If trading feels like your identity or survival, you will always overreact. You need other anchors in life so one session doesn't define you. Otherwise, every fluctuation becomes personal. The blunt truth is this: you don't lose control because you don't know what to do. You lose control because your nervous system is trying to escape discomfort. So the fix is not motivation. It's structure, reduced size, enforced breaks, and repetition until your brain stops treating trades like threats. When that happens, Discipline stops being something you use and becomes something you no longer need to think about.